You know, it might be saying something that I accidentally kicked something that ended up breaking my setup for a while, but now that we're here, I can bring you in, and yeah, we can get started on this. Hopefully I have everything set up, because I was doing a thing, as I'm doing many things in the background. But we should be ready to go, and yeah, nothing else really much to say as we get into an World of Horror custom character run, and as normal, when we run out of, quote-unquote, run out of custom characters, depending on if anyone makes more, certain characters depending, then hey, that being said, I think haven't we done this already? Wait, now I have to ask myself, because I feel like I had a straight razor before. If we have, well, actually, no, I need to check that now, because I think I may have done a thing wrong. So now I'm just curious. Hold on. This is... Why have I done this to myself? Oh no! Wait, also... There's a thing happening to the side as well. So let me just make sure I haven't done a thing, because I think I've done a thing. Why do I feel like I've... I don't think I have, right? I feel like I haven't. Maybe I have. Let's find out. No, I haven't, so... Is that like a few people with the straight razor now? Anywho, let's finally get on to character exclusive World of Horror backstory. And yeah, let's review. It's because I feel like we've done this before, but... Maybe I forgot. I might have actually forgot. But I checked, though. Anywho, if we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. Either way, Takushi-san, second encounter, charisma, knowledge, strength, and maybe second mystery. As much as that's great, probably knowledge if anything else, but I really don't like not building strength. So if I have to build dexterity or knowledge over it, if I run into a ghost encounter again, usually there aren't... Even my threshold would be most, if not almost every ghost encounter must be able to break the threshold if you do 10 damage a turn with 2 sever actions. That's my limit. And that's sometimes not the case, but we'll deal with it. If we find that we can do it like doing this, then sure. Because we're already using a weapon anyway, but that's down to RNG, so I don't really like doing it. We lost the notes, but that's fine for the moment. And we'll move on. Otherwise, as we look for the rumor really quickly, and, you know, I'm just going to leave it at that. 90 speed, 24, 66 speed. So 3 attack boosts with an 80% chance to hit. Normally, that's okay-ish, but you're still relying on RNG. This straight razor could have a 100 chance to hit, and it would still not perform the best. So, we have Sailors, Coma, Flood, Recluse, and Footage. Oh boy, a bunch of Force investigations, maybe. Definitely a lot of Hospital, and then a few Mansion Seaside, but that's not really that bad. We're definitely moving from place to place, so... Again, let me know if anything is wrong with the audio, my audio, game audio, too low, too high. If I've already done a character, let me know as well, then we'll do some downloading on the fly, because I did prepare some characters, but I'm not sure if I have done everything I could. So, we're not going to prepare for the very reason that we already have a weapon, so let's find out how good or bad this works out for us. And thank you for the good luck call. I need it because I'm rolling 10s, 11s, and 12s already. So, with 8 perception, by the way. I should visit this mansion twice. We do have a few if we were to go into Sailors, but that's not the important part. We do have Coma, so we'll set the police patrols to the hospital now. I should have checked my high threat level. I saw it, I just didn't comment on it, so... If the Theologist happens to be in the thing... We're still going to visit the mansion, by the way. It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter to me. I would rather visit this twice at max threat level and maybe decrease Doom than investigate the Forest 3 more times and get forced checks where I roll badly, so... Anywho, as I said earlier, 3 attack boost into 2 attacks. Which for now is fine, but if and when we get Blood Moon... Also, we can't really brace comfortably with 3 strength, so... Again, not my personal cup of tea, but if you like running as many attacks as possible in a turn, you would like fast weapons and or characters with a higher stat to scale on their weapon of choice. Now, here we are. I'm gonna just gamble on charisma, and we roll an 11. So, what was that, a 10 roll into an 11 roll? Was that what I rolled? Now we rolled a 2, so still, would I rather pass 33% of all my checks or leave myself to RNG? I'm actually undecided there. -2 all for Kinoko Gatherer, by the way, who is not a very friendly encounter overall, because I think he gives you only 8 experience, which is why I'm running. Keeping in mind we also have Flood, but I can't take that yet without knowing what perks I have. Again, I felt like I've played this character already, but that's the last time I'll say that. If I have or if I haven't, nonetheless, we're gonna go through. Because maybe, you know, just getting more sample sizes would help out. Now, again, I would like to pass more checks, but I'm not in control of that. 28% Doom already. Part of that is because I've used the spell that gave me knowledge, but increases Doom very much on Ath. A lot. My words are failing me. We can take Coma now and set things to the mansion later. Do I want to do that? No, I want to do Recluse ASAP. Maybe I do Flood now. Ugh. Flood into Recluse? Oh, my goodness. I don't want to do Recluse 4th, though. Let's do it now. If we die, so be it. I will do another run, just to, you know, stick by my thing. Summoning how puns with this possible this character can't. Doesn't ring a bell. Why do I feel like... Was someone else in the previous stream using a straight razor item, weapon? Slot A item? Anywho. If so, that's why I'm getting bamboozled for a moment, because I think they both had high perception and low strength in that case. Maybe not. Maybe I don't even remember the stat spread of the previous custom character stream. So, anywho, I must be delirious, by the way, because we need all the reason we can get. We will, I think, we 3-turn this encounter, so we'll only be taking 6 reason theoretically. And I've almost thought that was the Cursed Doll for some reason, even though I know it's the stuffed toy. I'm going crazy. I'm just going to spend Doom here, and let's get out, question mark, get out? So yeah, as I said, on the 3rd mystery, the roommate will no longer be 3-turnable with 8 sever damage per turn total. So, hence why I'm taking it now, so I'm not taking 9 reason damage. And there's no way we're bracing into a sever with 3 strength, so... Again, that's my personal threshold. If you have a plan for a roommate, like you have the Cursed Doll, you have 3 items to throw so you can get out of the encounter earlier, then that's on you. Me, however, I don't... Yeah, part of it is I'm turning my brain off, but I also don't think it's that bad of an idea. We have Amateur Detective, by the way. We also have Quick Thinking. But in the interest of leveling up more, we're going to do this. I really want Strength, but for the sake of the Lighthouse question mark, we're going to do that. Yeah, we have a Knowledge check. We also have a Strength check, but we're not getting that. And then we have a Charisma check, but I'd really have to try to get that. So, we're not doing either. I'm going to heal Reason just as a precaution, because we're headed into Flood now. And I'll need all the help I can get. But yeah, maybe it was. Maybe it was the Buddy character. I won't say the name specifically, but... Yeah, theoretically we get out in 2 turns here. We also get bonus damage, so there's that. But either way, we could have just desperate actioned anyway. Maybe if I went, no, because this character can't brace worth a heck. Not an insult to the character, that's just gameplay-wise. 3 strength, 165 minus 24, that doesn't lend itself. 141 time speed on brace. Please pass this check. That on top of my RNG is making things a lot harder than they need to be. Anywho. We do have Cauterize, but that's not... You know what? We might actually want to forget it instead. Oh, that's... I mean, if we need to... Is that actually worse than the Cursed Doll, funny enough? I mean, no, because the Cursed Doll can be used infinitely as well. And now we're fighting a Bark Woman. You know, we hit 2 of these on average. I should just go for these. No, they're guaranteed if I do this, right? Let me just make a quick check. 4, 6, 12. Yeah, so we just do this. There's no reason to gamble here. We can't brace anyway. We can't do anything else. We could go for a dodge, but then not have to dodge twice, and that's not happening, so... We'll grab our 10 experience and get out, question mark, if we even do that. We'll use Multiply Wound for what it's worth. It's the only other thing we can do to give damage. And it therefore uses, 9 reason. This is not looking good. I would consider this a more standard run, modern to the current update. Now, it's not standard in terms of OG mysteries, but you get what I mean. And here we do want to take a gamble because our potential damage is higher, so we hope we hit a lot of these, and 60% is not what it appears to be. Right now it is, but still. And then we, you know, for what it's worth, how much damage am I going to do with this? 33 HP. 4 for 2 stamina. Let's cast it one more time. 29. 4 for 2 stamina. So, I mean, it is what it looks like. We can use Cauterize, why not? A very specific synergy, and only if you need the extra damage, but... Oh, we need to use it again anyway. We actually need to use it again. And if I want to go out of my mind, I could go for this, I think? No, I can't even. So, 80, 60. Oh... I get out next turn. No, I don't, actually. So let's just... just out of curiosity. We can't even attack. Maybe with... Wait, how much is this? So, 66. Yeah, so if we put a point into strength, then we can brace. Or if you're playing on non-Harbinger difficulty, you can brace, but not right now. We can do this, so that's the... design-wise, the action of choice, and we don't dodge, so why even? Why even when I can't flip a coin to save my life, literally and figuratively? Literally in real life, because I've had to trust my fate to a coin, I would not believe, but anywho. Let's finally take that point in strength and move on with life. So we have roads closed, price hike, and then we have fetid fumes as well. So that's not... I mean, I haven't lost Bath yet, but still, we're in some trouble. Let's put these away. We have Coma into Sailors, so we'll do Coma first, then go into Sailors and switch to Police Station. A pack of cigarettes would be pretty nice right now, but it costs 5 funds, so... because of the price hike. Otherwise, a brick search wouldn't have been bad either. Either. I usually say either. Sometimes I say either because I'm going insane. But... oh boy. I think I just want to run here. We have 43% Doom. Let's just run. In fact, we're probably just going to continue running. We might not be able to brute force the lighthouse, but that's the best we can do with the HP we have. And the Doom that we currently are at. You know, I just once in my life, beautiful life, I want to hope that a perception check works out. I also have to check something really quick, but hey. And we'll move on. We're going to lose 3 reason here at the end of this mystery as well. There's no way we're fighting the boss. We could try, but it would not be great. And yeah, we run from everything. I don't like hospital encounters. Obviously, there's one I like, but in general, I think the Bloodsucker is the one encounter I would actually just fight, but... there are at least 3 other encounters here, not including the Scissor Lady question mark, so... well, it's great I'm getting 2 experience for that. Don't know if it's still gonna be enough. Again, all I'm asking is for some more average RNG, not rolling in the extremes, because rolling in the extremes, even though there's really only one event where rolling a 1, 2, and 3 can be detrimental... yeah, anywho, that's really unfortunate, but we actually have to heal Reason here. Reason. And we'll stop talking about the energy used by a certain impact. So, Sailors. We do have a stuffed toy. Do we have anything to use it on? Not really. Yeah, we run. So, we can't brace. What the heck? If we could brace, maybe... but no. Yeah, definitely not grabbing a pack of cigarettes now. And then this we go pretty much even. I could trade experience for funds, but if we get pickpocketed twice, I would be very surprised, because deduction will allow me to level up again during this run. So I don't want to use experience. Also, keeping in mind that even if we have 12 in a stat, we can still fail by modifiers. So a 12 roll into even just a +1 modifier. One of those was perception. I did not guess correctly, though. So I think we're actually going to pop into the history club. You know what? We're actually going to grab Book of Gore first, but we actually want another item, because I don't think I'm going to get another one as we get drenched. And we may survive. I did forget my seconds, or second encounter, because my second mystery was Recluse for reasons. So let's lower Doom and quote-unquote lose the game. But then we don't lose the game. Coughing Blood is 2 dexterity? Yep. And yeah, let's just throw these two things away, because we don't want to die. We're on timeline A, but hey. Now, there is something you could do. You could, if certain events, and I don't... It's not like I don't believe. Also, I'll trust when someone says that you can guess the timeline based on events, but as I get nothing to my name here, if I built into Charisma, maybe it would have worked, but you can figure out what timeline you're on if you do a non-main or side investigation. No, main investigation, because Sailors has no side investigations. You throw 2 items away. So what you would do is search for a location, and if this, either now or in the future, if there are other events that can clue you in as to what timeline you're in, you basically grind those so you can figure out if you want to throw away an item. In Sailors, anyway. For other mysteries, obviously, the importance depends on how vastly the run or the mystery changes based on the timeline, but hey. So, we lose 2 reason, 3 stamina, and we should be happy with that. We don't have the 6th floor either, so we should be able to survive. Yeah, nothing else much more to say. Straight Razor with 8 perception, not my cup of tea. It can work. I can see it working. If you are on Zektas, though, and Zektas does destroy a lot of characters, but it's not the worst thing in the world, because certain characters have not their counters, but they have less of a hard time in Zektas than other characters do. And if I were to go into it, we could go into it, as I just guess here. Reasonably. I know I fought Kiriko Gather quite early, but still. Yeah, we can try. If we have enough time, I'll go over a little quick informal tier. That'll be your reward for listening and or watching the whole stream. But as we complete this character on basically the showcase run, let's actually test him out on a Zektas run. That is the big one, because Azal, I felt, isn't as much... Not that it's not a test. Also, I'm hitting a random backstory, so that does play a factor. But as we get into Zektas, Knight Errant character exclusive custom characters, or this custom character anyway. Yeah, at the end of the stream, basically, I can try to go over, if I have time. Otherwise, I mean, I don't mind going over a little bit over 2 hours, if that does happen, as we get second encounter. Dexterity, Charisma, Knowledge, Takshisan, maybe second mystery, but Takshisan is near the end of the lighthouse. We'll set illegal then again for the sake of ward things, and we can sell the inspiring novel for a hospital pass. I think that'll do me better. Maybe. We'll find out. So, let's try to look for the rumor, move on with life. We have deduction, reporter's bag, metamorphosis, bulletin, recluse, teacher, mermaids. Oh boy. Teacher, recluse, metamorphosis seems to be the plan. If we get badly bleeding, well, I guess we'll just be bleeding at home. And metamorphosis third, because boy, that's gonna be a heck of a mystery. And then into bulletin, or mermaid's bulletin, and hope we don't get roads closed. That's the plan. So, we don't have ward, that's for sure, but we're definitely going to pop the inspiring novel in Metamorphosis. And we need to be somewhat lucky in events, so I'm just going to start rolling on everything. And we hope and pray that we can somehow... I should have checked Teacher again. I think Teacher had you had to do this one. Why am I not remembering right now? Anyway, I'm going to do it anyway. If that's the case, school downtown, you don't want to see school downtown both at max threat level, because most of the time you're probably going to visit each one at least 3 or 4 times on average. It depends on the run, obviously. We have Metamorphosis, Recluse, Sailors, and what did I say? Bulletin. So we have a lot of downtown investigations. Maybe a little bit more, but it ultimately doesn't matter. You pick one and you move on. The game can simply say the timeline chosen on the old god screen before the start of the run. Well, it can't say that for random timeline, if you get what I'm saying. I mean, I might not be addressing the comment directly, but to give my experience, if you pick random timeline from the main screen or from the character select screen, I think, no, I've confirmed it, I think. Something's changed. Then every mystery is a random timeline. Does that make sense? So, if your run, say, let's just say has Scissors, Eels, and Recluse, even though 2 of those mysteries doesn't matter, but just for the sake of argument, as I think about what I'm going to do here. So, say Scissors is timeline A, then you do... Let's just say you have Arms, too. So Scissors is timeline A, so you're like, oh, I fought Scissor Lady, and then I'm going into Arms, so I'm not going to fight the boss of Arms. You could go into Arms and you'll fight the boss, because then it'll be timeline B. That's what random timeline means in World of Horror, and I think we pushed... I thought it used to be a bug, but now I think we've just left it in, because it's more fun to do that. -2 all. I don't think I could even brace... Oh, no, I can, right? Yeah, I can brace into this. That would allow me to 2 or 3 turn for -3 all, but... You know what? For the sake of Doom, we'll do it. Hopefully we hit this 80%. By the way, what was my accuracy on attack? 90% per with 3 attack boosts, so... So, the system doesn't make sense, though. Do you just mean in general? I mean, I wouldn't really argue that, but... When funny surprises happen, they happen. Now, obviously the... as I miss a 90... Wow! 1%! Oh, God. Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't really be that surprised, but... That's not great. There's no way I miss again, right? Okay, good. But anywho. So, yeah, the technical thing that can be bad that comes out of that, as I visit downtown twice... is that something may be implemented later on that actually breaks the game because the timeline is set to random every mystery. When that happens, I mean, I can't see it being... It might be a little bug-intensive in terms of... If you try to make it stay so that every mystery is a random timeline on the random timeline setting, then maybe... There might be some hiccups here and there when you try to implement it so it's actually not a bug. I think that, at least that's what I think is happening. 8 perception, by the way. Good. But, as I think of what I'm going to do here. Think about what I'm going to do. Stamina. So basically, we'll see what happens in the future, because obviously more content is going to be in the game. Now, when that's going to come, maybe it's a month from now, maybe it's 2 months from now, maybe it's 6 or a year or 2 years. Just know that things may or may not happen. And definitely there's going to be more bugs. So, unfortunately, because I can no longer Desperate Action, I can't go for a big 50% one-turn play, but at least I still 2-turn this encounter for things. So, we'll put the sensor up now. We got bonus damage as well, but that's not really relevant to one-turning. And we just go for the best here, and maybe this is... I didn't patch the game, so... And it's saying we're doing 10 damage, but we're only doing 7. So maybe strength is the threshold, is the modifier in this fight. Yeah, because now I'm only doing 7 damage, but, you know. So as we get out... Yeah, in general, yeah, it's confusing for new to players. Random timeline shows it, just choose one of the 2 timelines and have one definite for the run. But, again, at this point, yeah, but trust me when I say it's more fun for random timeline to be as it is. Now, I can take a look. If I forget, I forget, but I can take a look at what it says. Also, we need increased strength, right? Because otherwise we die. But, I mean, if the syntax is wrong, so be it, but just letting you know. And obviously... only, like, I want to say not more than 100 people really look at it. But, yes, that is In syntax, it's wrong, as we take Recluse now. But again, one more time, I promise it's more fun this way. Because otherwise, funny enough, even though I hate RNG, and so, obviously skilled players in general hate RNG. Why did I roll that, by the way? You want some... In this case, it helps you plan things out and can help or make things more interesting in terms of thinking of a strategy. That way you're not just, oh, I'm on timeline B and I have Scissors Recluse, I'm just going to take Scissors before Recluse. You'll usually do that anyway as a precaution, but there might be a few situations, I can't think of any right now, but there might be a few situations where you want... Nice. Oh, I think I die here for that. Yeah, there might be a few situations where you want to not do that, is what I'm trying to say. I need to run into the battery event. If I don't, I'm going to be sad. It should be an additional option then. No, yeah, that's what I mean. But right now, I can see why that's not... I mean, obviously that's the... Not ideal, but I'll say ideal solution to have a random and then a random asterisk setting, but that's likely not a high priority for the dev right now, so... Basically, if I had to choose between that and more customization for characters, events, and mysteries, I would rather have more customization for characters, events, and mysteries. Although I do understand, I think still, if what I believe is correct, then the developer is still the only one working on the game. So that means you have to, as someone who works on game development by themselves as well, as I'm probably dead here, you do have to pick and choose between what's higher priority and not. Now, that's not an excuse. Obviously, you eventually want to... I have to dodge here, by the way. You want to be able to do a thing. You want to be able to get everything done that's on your... If you keep a list of bugs, a list of things you want to implement, then yes, you should do what you do. We're also going to do another run because we died relatively quickly. We'll set to random item stats for giggles. And we'll do Zektas one more time. Quickly. Speedrun, well, Eldritch Parasite, it's definitely going to be a speedrun. Otherwise, I doom out. So second, Charisma, Dexterity, Strength, every single stat check, maybe a second encounter check. Zoop, zap, move on. Yeah, right now, using a coin flip for timelines, yeah. Oh, boy. So... Yeah, in terms of random timeline, yeah, the ideal solution would be to implement another option. Now, how much work that'll take, again, that depends on the developer, because I don't know the internals of the code, and where you're not allowed to. Botanist, Teacher, Hell, Ward, Metamorphosis. We'll do the same thing. If we die again, so be it. Random, okay, so we do have a really random... When you start with items, these items at least, it's random. But that's very good to start with. It's just not the fastest thing. That 10 different speed between this and the Monkey Wrench is going to make a difference. However, Actually, no, we're in Eldritch Parasite, so actually what I'm going to do is sit here until we get one of the two. Mind Drain or Ghostly Spear. But, again, we can talk about a whole bunch of things, but ultimately, I mean, at least it's something to talk about, but... Yeah, there's a bunch of things to do. Now, if the developer happens to come by this stream in particular, and for some reason listens, then just know that these are my thoughts. Let's see, do we have anything else? I'm going to check a few more times. That'll help out, but we do still want the thing. Otherwise, I will go into the history, or the Illegal Den and grab the thing. Well, double Ghostly Spear would be interesting, but we need the hospital pass, which we can't buy because it costs too much. So this empty bottle is relatively useless unless we grab Sludge. So, and then I forgot what other mysteries we have. I know I have Ward. We have Metamorphosis as well. I'll have to live with it. Yeah, I'll have to live with it. Yeah, not much else to say on the issue. I'd just be repeating myself, so... If you have any other questions or comments, though, let me know. Anyone, really. Otherwise, enjoy me trying to survive on Eldritch Parasite, because I think with every single character, the strat is going to pretty much be the same. So... 3 Strength, 5 Charisma. Well, I mean, I needed to lose charisma anyway, but that 11 roll doesn't make me feel better at all. I would rather it roll a 6, 7. If you noticed, when I roll 5, 6, and 7s and fail, I don't really complain because there's no reason to. We can sell this sewing kit, maybe. Nope, it sells for 0 funds, so we'll save it in case they're sailors. Because I completely forgot my mysteries. We'll ask for the sake of experience, but we don't want to lose two. We do have every single stat check, and we're on Zectast, so we need to be careful here. As I rolled an 11 again. And we hope for the best. Deduction would help out. Deduction, I think, is a good safe pick for a lot of Zectast runs. Now, not every Zectast run, because it would still depend, but the main example is, say you have a... Well, let me just focus for a moment here. 95, 85, we have to go for it. I don't want to use Ghostly Spirit too many times. Especially when we have things like this. I didn't... Oh, yeah, I didn't visit the police station, did I? Well, we're here now. I think I get bonus damage here, right? So let's just go for the big... No. Do I want to go for the big money? 95%. So as long we're going to hit this anyway. We'll go for a 2-turn without taking damage, and that didn't happen, so we're just gonna use Ghostly Spear once, and be on our merry way as we set the sensor up. Been watching the TS too much lately, so... And I think we actually do less damage here, right? Because of things... No, we're doing 9 damage, so I don't know what this encounter scales off of. Maybe it's actually your base weapon damage, but regardless... We have to sit here and take this in the face. Eldritch Parasite Zectast, huh? Again, that does interfere with me wanting to grab Ghostly Spear and or Mind Drain. That's the main thing. But again, it's for this specific strategy. Oh, that's right. We have Ward. And I didn't do the thing. Ooh. I guess we do Metamorphosis now. Yeah, we do Metamorphosis now. Because I forgot to set the police station to the mansion. Or Seaside? Oh my goodness, why am I forgetting? It was supposed to be Seaside. For now, it's fine. We'll wait for it to switch to Seaside. Yeah, so I'm thinking it did 9 because it's actually scaling off your base weapon damage. That's my theory. Unless the developer says something or someone says something. And then we find a trend because we find a trend. Also, I don't know why I did that. And I'm just going to set the police station to the Seaside now because we have 2 more Seaside investigations left. Might as well go... Well, that and also the modifier... The modifier affects me less here. Not that it mattered. We rolled a 6 or -1, but hey. But after we visit the Seaside... I should have been counting, but I'm going completely insane. And yeah, the modifier didn't matter again. Unless it did. Again, I forgot how the graphics look, but we'll wait. I think we actually switched to the to downtown now. 5 dexterity. Well, yeah. Is this the last investigation? If we're gonna take Ward with max threat level downtown, so be it. This, however, we can Ghostly Spear here. Yeah, I'm going to Ghostly Spear here. Because we need to get out of this ASAP. And I don't think Ghostly Spear... For giggles, I'm going to do it. Yeah, it doesn't affect this one. So already defeated this enemy and you still can't cast... But that... I would rather still, you know... I would rather get a thing... As I get something. I would rather... Fix this bug... Oh, did I miss 90% by the way? Fix this, or get this fixed, then random timeline. If we're, again, to make a priority list. That was my last investigation. So, into the cave I go, and yeah, we just cast this until we can. So what is this, by the way? Let me just Ghostly Spear as many times as I need to. Actually need to do it more, unless I want to gamble. I don't want to gamble. 75%? Gambler's fallacy. Okay, good. So, there's a teacher decided. Yeah, I saw that. So, Yeah, that's from the wiki, right? If I recall correctly. Also, let me know if that actually sounded in the stream. If the notification sounded in the stream, because I'm testing sound stuff, and sometimes things are working and sometimes they're not. But anyway, as we get into Ward here, what I found, yeah, so that is the wiki. I didn't even look at the chat. That was just me guessing, based on the text in the background. I heard, just as a quick aside, I heard people are going to switch to GG because of things, so we'll see if that actually happens. But for now, yeah, so that's basically what's going to happen, but we'll see if that actually happens. It's being talked about, that I know for sure. This we have to... want to run from it? I think we have to run from it. I know I have Ghostly Spear, but... we cast Ghostly Spear. The handcuffs would help out here, but... 5 power, it's too good to pass up to one turn this. Or, yeah, one turn with damage anyway. And we don't need to give the package to the dude, although, I mean, I guess we should. Just for the sake of doing a thing. We have painkillers as well, but that doesn't do anything. Where did I get those from? Anywho. We get Doom here, so be it. We grab an energy drink, because then at least we can... Actually, I should have sold this, because that way I don't run out of funds. Yeah, let's sell that. And away we go. Now, a very, very... Oops, Sensor Bunny's still on stream. Sorry about that. Thankfully, it doesn't block too much, but hey. I forgot what I was going to talk about. But yeah, there were some talks about switching over to GG. I would have liked to pass that, but since I'm going full throttle and Ghostly Spear in this encounter, I don't really mind it as much. So yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. There are talks, and if it happens, it happens. If not, it doesn't. But at least we get to 2-turn this with the power of a damage up straight razor. Parasite Stirs, because we get no Restless bonus. The time skip speeds up my stat decrease, but so be it. Did we ever get deduction, by the way? No, we didn't. How did I not ever roll it? Anywho. Helen to Botanist. No, it doesn't matter. We take either one. We will set it to Seaside. I could switch to Mansion here because we take less damage. It's going to be Doom, but I think I may want to. Yeah, we're visiting a max threat level downtown. No, we're going to switch downtown. Who am I kidding? I could go for a pack of cigarettes, but my Doom is looking a bit high. We should also Monument now. We're going to Monument again. And then move on. And hopefully I don't die. We could die to the Lighthouse. That's definitely an Eldritch Parasite Zektast thing to consider, is Zektast will lower your stats, and unless you get... Even when you get Zektast events, you're likely not going to end the run with 8 in almost any stat, save for a very specific custom character stat spread, where you start with, say, 9 in a stat on Harbinger. But since we don't want to go into Frostbite Land and die, we're going to use Quick Thinking to our benefit and proceed to lose more reason. So yeah, this is why I wanted to set the police station to the mansion, because I take less penalty damage. I think I've already taken like 2 or 3 HP. 2 HP in this mystery of extra damage, but we'll see. I would like to gamble on this, but I don't know if I want to this time, so we're just going to use Ghostly Spear an extra time, and yeah. People saying to stop, use that site, but no idea why, get the info, don't care. It's because, actually, and this does affect the people, in this case the consumer, the people visiting the site, but it can do, well, for me, I know it can do wonky stuff to my system. It also speeds things down considerably because of how many things load on that site, if that makes any sense. Obviously, if you're using a higher-end PC or laptop or computer, doesn't really matter as much, but for me, because I value that and because of certain things, I would be in support of switching sites if I had a say in the matter. Also, am I taking Charisma? No. So we have enough strength to survive, but meh. But that's my... But yeah, for everyone else, again, that site does cause problems to computers. Now, will it break your computer? Likely, if not. Likely not. If it was going to break your computer, it's going to do so anyway. I wouldn't go that far. But it does cause more slowdown, in my opinion, based on my personal experience as well, than GG, if we're to put a comparison. But, again, for some it doesn't matter. I actually have an opinion. I would normally be like you as well, except obviously there's a certain threshold. You can't just go... You can't break any laws or break any ethics and then be like, oh, because if I get what I want, because... But in this case, I would be more... I understand where you're coming from. It's just that I have a personal opinion on the matter. I was about to say steak. That makes no sense. So we're gonna take peace of mind, actually, because we can still survive. This is basically a survivable run. If I die, it's because I'm just having fun and giggling, so yeah. I should be able to use Ghostly Spirit 3 more times here. And now we are at max 12 stamina, so away we go. Unfortunately, that was a village encounter, so I can still run into a forest encounter. And to that end, let's equip this Kendo helmet. Where am I getting... Is that weird? My weird collection? What's happening? What's happening, actually? I don't even remember. I was kind of turning my brain off, so take that as you will. We don't need this sewing kit. We don't even need the hospital pass. So let's grab everything we could use and move on. Yeah, performance issue on a website. That does happen a lot. If you don't know anything about technology and stuff, for anyone really, not to address one person, just know that, yeah, that site can... For me, I've tracked things on the site. That's my personal experience. So I have that up, and if you know what Task Manager is, Task Manager is basically a way of very, very base level, at least, monitoring your computer. And when I'm on that site, if I leave it on, my RAM shoots up through the roof, specifically on that site. Now, it's not something I've directly analyzed, but it is something I've seen more often than not. I should probably just run from this. Yeah, we're going to run from this. But yeah, if I look through Task Manager, and I usually have Task Manager open to kind of, again, gauge my performance when I'm doing certain things for development or otherwise. But when I'm going through and I have, say, that site open because I want to look at information, if you eventually stack those up, your performance, or my performance decreases. Again, it depends on your setup. So there's something else I wanted to say. I want to say it's because also that they're showing ads, and they have to show ads. That's that's something I can try to understand where they're coming from, but because those ads play with or without your consent, because they just play when you enter a page, that's part of the reason why eventually, whether it's the site or the computer that's not optimized, and the fact is, the bottom line is that it's not... Your computer some computers may experience performance issues, in my opinion. But in my experience, I know I have personally run into that. Also, I've forgotten everything, so second encounter, if we have it, is not going to be nice. We don't have it, but we will fail everything else. I think we still survive, funny enough. I'm just going to boldly walk up this staircase still. Nice to get deduction at the end of the run, but hey. I thought it was more of an insidious reason, like stealing from stuff. Memory leak. Yeah, so maybe I want to say memory leak, but don't quote me on that. At the same time as I did Metamorphosis 2nd. It could, yeah, and I heard it was insidious, but I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say insidious reasons, but that's apparently that's hearsay, basically. A lot of things on the internet, even though, yeah, you could say they came from, say, Deadit, BlueTube, things like that, or from a content creator or streamer you trust. In the end, it is hearsay. Now, if it's closer to an actual source, if, say, there are actually, legal or official government files, and then if you want to go paranoia, you could say, oh, but those are not, oh, what if those are lies too? Which they could be. Let's not leave anything in the realm of complete certainty, but at the same time, there's only so much smoke before you notice a fire, right? So... Again, with so many rumors and stuff, I can see why people are turning away, because if nothing else, in my opinion, it's better to be safe than sorry. But hey, we did the task run. Onward we go. So yeah, I feel like this character was changed, because this is a 1.01 version And I know I've played this character before, but that was not on... And if it was on 1.01, well, we're going to finally go into an actual dive here, as we do at World of Horror character exclusive 2. But we start with Zeal, so... And I think Scars stacks on top of this, so if we're on Scars, I think I've played this before. This specific setup with Zeal and Scissors, but anywho, Knowledge, second encounter, Tachi-san, Charisma, Light, maybe a second mystery. Not that I remember any of that, but I can already see that Zektas is going to be a bit of an issue. Thankfully, we survive elsewhere, so we just need to focus Knowledge, which is something we can do. But the Cursed Scissors increasing my Doom is going to interfere a little bit, but hey. So look for the Rumor twice, do this. Zeal start. Yeah, Zeal start. Essentially Zeal start. I'll do this for giggles because even though it blocks all these stats, and that's not the creator's fault, it's what it is. I see Metamorphosis, I also see Painting. We also see Flood, Scissors, and Kana. So we're on a heck of a roll. I'd rather take Scissors later, Painting. So Painting, so we almost don't get to rest, basically. The only rest we get is Metamorphosis as the third mystery, because I don't want to take it last. Maybe I do take this last, because we have the Cursed Scissors. So you know what? I'm actually going to do something different here, but we're going to change based on how much HP we have moving into a run, because we're not on Scars. This is Zeal, so it's not like we're taking 1 less damage. We are now with Kana, so thankfully we have Kana here, but if we didn't have Kana here, this would be a heck of a run. Seaside, we have Metamorphosis, we also have a bunch of other stuff, but we don't have Hospital Investigation. So, high threat level Forest, but Seaside is the more pressing location here, funny enough. And I'll leave it there because, 1, I'm lazy, and 2, we're probably not going to visit the hospital enough to warrant checking. Although I will visit the Seaside now. That's the part of the reason why I did this, because I want more experience for this run I'm about to be in. And that was a perception check. That's something for me to remember, because I've run into that event and chosen the right one less times than I want to, even though I know I should have picked the right option, because I'm using a character with perception. But anywho. This is only a spell. If this were a ritual, it would actually see use. Funny enough. But because it's not... In Flood, though... Flood and Metamorphosis. I'm thinking. I literally sat back and crossed my arms. Yeah, we have Flood and Metamorphosis. Although that costs 6 stamina in total. Now, would I rather this be a ritual? Sure, but if this causes, say, a pseudo-infinite, then maybe not. But... Anywho. Or it causes some weird bug. But that's going to be good in Flood, basically, is what I'm trying to say. That way, we will only be taking -1 reason damage in Flood. Question mark. We'll see. I haven't often used that spell, so there could actually be a bug around it, because no one uses that spell. And anyone who is using the spell is someone who doesn't know as much about the game, so it would be less likely they'd see a bug, unless it's something weird like they take 0 damage. But, you know. So we'll quote-unquote die here. But we should get a Restless bonus. And unfortunately I can't do a lot of item management. I think I can, right? No, I can't. Well, hey. Why is this the only screen where you can't press through what's in front into the item UI below? Anywho. I mean, usually it's the reverse. If you pull up an item, but then you click off the screen, you can do things. But anywho. We don't need these burnt notes, but first let's take a look. No dog shop, don't care. So I did end up storing the... Or the notes just disappear, I guess. That kind of makes sense, but still. We take Flood now? Question mark? Yeah, we take Flood now. Unless I want to try and level up. Again, I was gonna take mysteries based on how healthy I was, but... yeah, let's take it now. Because if nothing else, I have the spell for it. And unfortunately I can't get this, but that's because it's a knowledge-based weapon, so this character having 2 knowledge, that's something that you probably might have noticed immediately. It's like, well, Cursed Scissors is a knowledge weapon, but this character only has 2 knowledge, but Cursed Scissors is an amazing weapon regardless, so... Hey, I think I even maybe one-turn this encounter? I do. So... The enemy seems to be weak against Scissors. But yeah. Scissors is the actual mini katana, in my opinion, so hey. And we do have the school, but maybe we used the extra point of damage. I should have actually rested here, but we're not dead yet. I could actually heal Reason here, but in the interest of maybe not receiving brain damage, question mark. What is this, fast hand something? I forgot what the actual thing was, but... Still, I would rather brace. So I'm going to take strength, just in case. I'm going to build strength, basically. And we could rest the whole time, so rest. I almost hit escape from the village. You can do that, but you might as well use the rest if you have them. And now we leave, because we're on Zeal. So, yeah, we're already taking -1 reason. We might as well continue on with this. 80-50, and we hope for the best. If we need to forget a spell, we will, but for the most part, we're just gambling here. Until we do that much damage, and then we might be able to do this? Question mark? No. Yeah, so we keep doing this. If we hit both of these, we might be okay, I think, but we didn't, so... Can we do anything else? We can try to dodge. Don't think that does anything for me. Bracing does nothing for me, funny enough. And we need another point in strength before we can actually attack with the Cursed Scissors at all. But at this point, I might as well just guarantee this. What I could do is trade stamina here, so I guess I might as well. And then we get out. So my Doom is increasing with the scissor use, but we have Flood, so our Doom is going to be fine for the moment. If we were on Zictast, thankfully we wouldn't die yet, but when we get to Zictast, that's when we need to focus knowledge over strength. So we're healthy now, let's take painting. Let's take scissors. We can avoid the boss of painting. Just in case we're on a thing. And if nothing else, if we're on Timeline B, we can do this against the easy encounter, maybe. I don't even want to do that, but... Bow for claps, grab this bat, store these notes, and let's be a hoo-ha, move on. So, ow! However, if you build into knowledge, what will happen is that you're going to be able to desperate prep strong, because I don't think I can right now, right? No, what am I missing? I'm missing 3 points of knowledge, which in Zictast you won't get, granted, but still, the Occult Diary here would be nice. Especially because I'm receiving... Because I have Kana, basically. And then let's just do this. So experience if nothing else, but getting to lower Doom overall would help out. And into Maru, who we can maybe one-shot with the power of 90%. And all the RNG invested in me. Oh, I had a cough. Yeah, for giggles, maybe? But I have to drink this water now. Yeah, let's drink this water now. Because I actually don't want to run to Upper Kingdom. Otherwise, we have to do this. And we actually do want to go into Metamorphosis next. So, we'll grab the Funny Mask. Put on the Funny Mask, do this ritual, find out what the ritual is, and into Metamorphosis we go, because I'm building strength for a very specific reason. To brace attack. So, I think we can level up while we're waiting here, but I do want to level up soon. Fresh meat would actually help. Wait, I need to level up now. Okay, good. So that I can benefit from fresh meat beforehand. So, a clap sandwiched by bows, or clap sandwiched by bows. We get Jacob's Galonka. And hey, we get... hold on. Oh, my voice. Yeah, we get +1 max stamina. But we lose Bat, so... Whoops. Not that that not that those affected each other, but hey. And did I? Yeah, I said I needed to take Metamorphosis now, so we can do this. So we get rid of Frostbite for 1 fun. We get Blood Loss, but so be it. And then we pretty much move on. There's something else I might want to do. Yeah, let's actually check the History Club once. Yeah. And away we go. Oh my goodness, my body. That being said, now what we could do is void out of event we don't... No, yeah, we're on Ath. We could void out... Oh my goodness. No, I don't have any water right now. Anywho. We can void out of an event we don't like. And maybe get a katana unless we get Upper Kingdom. Which is why I keep saving the empty bottle so that I don't... trade stamina for reason. Why do I get hiccups only when I run out of water? I don't get this, but if it happens too many times, I'll just get water after the run. Will I even survive that long before someone goes out of their mind? Anywho. If I close my mouth, you won't hear it, but... Buddy boy. Me. Holy glyphs, and we have... Yeah, we have that, right? So we should be able to use this more comfortably. Does that even save me? It doesn't. So, whoops. Regardless, we're going to move on. But we'll see. We have Doom. Do I also want a pack of cigarettes? Oh, okay. After this mystery, I'll get water. This is not going to work well. Every 5 to 10 seconds? Ooh. If I even survive. So, let's see here. Do I actually want to cast Abolish at all? I do, right? Just because I can't hit this. That's literally the only reason why. I could do this. I guess we can also throw the empty... No, because... This does 15. Okay, I'll get a bottle of water. I think I just do this in Desperate... I'm going to Desperate Action next turn. Yeah, that's the plan. And then I'm going to do this. So, let me do the thing. Oh my goodness, please. Why does this happen only when I don't grab water? I actually want to level up quickly here, though. So, Core Strength, please. And Strength. But I should have a thing, so let me just make sure I have it, because I think I do. Jordan, so hey, everything should be fine. But, as we get back to it... Long Pig Steak, maybe... We do have painkillers, so I could use those now, but I'm more worried about my reason, question mark, so we'll find out. But, as we move into painting as our last mystery, again, even with Zeal on Harbinger, if you have the Cursed Scissors, it kind of makes up for it, even with 2 knowledge, but it does depend on what god and or backstory combination you run into, so... Yeah, in the interest of not taking reason damage here, we're gonna do this. Now, I would like this, because I think it's actually better still, right? Yeah. 790, 70, 9, 105, 70. A bit slower, but we deal a lot more damage per turn. So, and we don't increase Doom at all. So basically, if we reach the lighthouse, we win, because we should be able to just rest till the end. That being said, that's an efficient use of Doom for reason there, so... Yeah, we're doing better. Obviously, I'm not hiccuping anymore, so I think it's safe to say, right, that I'm doing better. Also, 8 plus 1 over 8. This character has 8 luck, so, man, that... Anywho. And yeah, we can do this, so... Feels pretty good. 5 dexterity, however. That's a very specific threshold, because Katana has base 105. 105 minus 15, because 5 times 3 allows you to at least do that. For low... power enemies. Also, I got something that would have helped the Cursed Scissors out, but we don't need it right now. So we're actually going to store the steak and hope I don't pay for that, because I'd rather carry this flashlight before we move on. But nonetheless, yeah, so there aren't a lot of situations where having a low stat offsets in terms of disadvantage. 2 empty bottles, by the way. Offsets the offsets the weapon that they may have, depending on the weapon's viability. Now, obviously, if I had, say, straight razor, but only 2 knowledge, I'd be complaining a lot more, and then we get flashbacks. We actually need to get rid of this, because that affects my katana use. I could theoretically fight this boss. Do I want to, is the question. Yeah, we want to. This is one of the few times, because we have 8 damage to throw and a bunch of other stuff. Actually, I don't remember how much damage the cursed scissors do. But in the interest of keeping the flashlight, or maybe grabbing a mitigation mask, or that, but we already have Zeal, that would be a bit too much max reason loss. So this does 3, right? How much does this do? 1. Okay, so I should have actually stored the cursed scissors instead, but because we shouldn't need the empty bottle anymore, I've already used the thing. We can do katana, and yeah, we're taking for a reason, but hey, 2-turning this encounter is not a very frequent occurrence. Which I think that's also ending A, but anywho. That being said, I think I forgot my second encounter, and we might have the 6th floor, so yeah, I know my second mystery 99% of the time, but my second encounter is a bit shaky. Sharpening Stone into... or double dexterity. I don't think I'll level up though. Yeah, we're at the end of the run. What am I talking about? Never mind. Let's just heal reason and move on with life. We could die to stamina, by the way, so let's grab things to make sure we don't die to stamina. But otherwise, we should be okay. So, let's just make sure. 3 stamina, 2 reason, and that's about it. We proudly walk up this lighthouse and we survive. So, yeah, we had Kana as well. Kana was the big contributing factor. Whenever Kana appears, your run... hey, turns out your run turns out a lot better. But anywho, Sweaty Assailant, because I don't remember. Actually, it was probably scissors, right? Yeah, I think... no? I don't remember. I don't remember at all. So, you're under arrest, Takshi-san. Your consciousness is mine now. Your soul is mine. Anywho. Yeah, but Zektas, as we move into a Zektas run, that's going to be a bit more of an issue. So we did Kana into Metamorphosis, right? No, I didn't. I'm going absolutely crazy. It must have been scissors then. But anywho. Zektas, so we build into Knowledge. Weapon-wise, we're still okay, but the Cursed Scissors also increases Doom. Not by the most, but when you start with the Cursed Scissors, that does add... you know, I want to say about 4 Doom if I'm really being not flippant, but not thinking as much about it. We do have a knowledge check. These don't matter. We're on Zektas, it doesn't matter. Knowledge, strength. That's about it. Every single non-stat check after that. Except for maybe light, but we'll see. Takshi-san, second to last, and what is... oh, we're on Exquisite Taste too, so this is... we don't need Prepare. We'll set the... school. I don't often use the schoolyard. Maybe I want to use it to pick up students as a kind of Zektas. I haven't actually used that. I don't know if you can actually get... on that same note, I don't know if you can actually get any students with 5 stamina, or what the chance... I'm sure you can, but I don't know what the odds are. And funny enough, I'm going to take Illegal Den over Monument. Because we start with Zeal and lower max stamina and reason, that deters me, personally, from taking Monument a lot more often. Now, there are moments where I may feel like I want to do otherwise, but again, at that point, I'm just rolling with RNG and rolling with the punches. And rolling with the game, whatever it gives me, as we have Teacher, Botanist, Scissors, Hell, and Kana again. So, Kana, Scissors, Teacher, Botanist, Hell. So, Roads Close is... with that plan, Roads Close is absolutely gonna body me, but hopefully it doesn't appear. So, first things first, we do some schoolyard testing and see if we can increase our stats this way. Funny enough, these students can end up killing me, but let's see what happens. So +1, that would help out. And then we're going to let him go. If we had the experience, yeah, because the sharing the story apparently increases your chances for them to recruit you, question mark, or you to recruit them. But because I don't know. Village, school, max threat level. Forest, high. Kana, scissors, teacher. So we have, yeah, that's a lot of school. Let's do school. Usually I'm a set it and forget it kind of guy. I also didn't equip the scissors for some reason, but we should be fine. I could pop into the legal den to look for an ally, but let's save on Doom for now. Even though we have scissors, we also have teacher, so that's going to... Not being able to brace comfortably there is going to hurt me a bit. Unless I increase my strength to 6 before... Maybe I want to do teacher next. In the hopes I level up beforehand. But that would require me to grab experience somewhere. Yeah, I think we do this. We're going to do this. To try and level up before teacher. We could theoretically take scissors as well. Zektast upping my dexterity there, but wasn't worried about that. It will help me out theoretically in events, but... I mean, just look at what I'm rolling right now and tell me otherwise. You do you. Every other player can do what every other player wants to do. Me, however, this is my life. So, anywho. Into a twisted corpse I go. Cursed Scissors allows me to do 4 HP per, so you know what? I might as well make use of this. If I were using any lesser weapon, we would not get that. But hopefully I don't die to reason or stamina. We're going to quote-unquote lose our reason here. So the one thing I can hope for is this last event doesn't kill me. And that the next one, as I do die to that one, and we do another run immediately. All I ask, right? All I ask, because I didn't have a choice there. If I at least, you know, picked the wrong decision, I'd be like, haha, I was the fool. But no. My luck was the fool as we get Zektas 7 cursed character exclusive. Koishi? Yeah, I said the name. I'm out of my mind. Light, second mystery, knowledge, strength, Takushi-san, maybe charisma check. But definitely Takushi-san last, so if I want to turn this Tuhu into a smoker for gameplay reasons, it may happen. So, we're going to use the notes. Very situational, but might as well. Look for the rumor. Take some funds. Take some more funds. We're definitely going to grab cigarettes now. But what do we have? I see Metamorphosis. We're definitely taking cigarettes. Painting, Botanist, Household Hell, and Ramen, right? Yeah, so we're going to save Metamorphosis for later. We're going to do Botanist and Hell now. Maybe Painting 4. Oh, we're going to be hurt, though. Do I want to just take Painting next? Let's find out. Downtown, max. School, high. Seaside, max. Let's see here. We do have Household Hell. Or the other ones I completely forgot. Painting. I'm just going to set and forget Seaside. We are going to grab a pack of cigarettes because price hike is going to be a factor that I'm taking into account. Interesting question. You got possible to modify the BGM of the game in general, not only for a custom mystery? No. And no. Basically, the short answer is no. The longer answer is, if you tried to do so, that would be for lack of better words, that would be breaking the terms of what the developer legally wants you to do with the game, I think. I don't know if it's because of legal reasons myself, but, you know, but basically the answer is no. Unless it is somehow yes, then I'm just wrong. But anywho. We are on Botanist, by the way, so this is... You know, I did hope, but anywho. Yeah, obviously custom mysteries is yes, but base mysteries is no. I mean, you could just turn the BGM down, but that's obviously not what we're talking about. I'm just trying to pass checks, by the way. Can I roll something? Maybe I am just noticing only 12s, but still, like, it happens. It happens a lot. But anywho. Yeah, so we're going to take scissors next, but I don't think my doom is going to decrease. So, unfortunately, we won't have 6 strength for teacher, which means I won't get to brace for teacher. But if I can't do that, so be it. Alternatively, maybe a monument use would have helped me, it likely could have helped me out here, but don't have monument, so why did I want to do that? Anywho, let's take painting now. If we die here, then boy. I will say off the top, now that I'm thinking of it now, any character with lower max stamina and reason does have a harder time in certain runs with a lot of out-of-town mysteries, because then you want to be able to pick and choose. Because obviously, if you don't get to rest at all, you have to survive with however much you have. And that extra, in this case, extra 4 stamina and 4 reason from losing max stamina and reason can be quite important. But if you have other things to make up for it, it sometimes works out. So, funny enough, we're going to use regeneration once here. But if we lose more reason, it's not going to be a fun trade. But for now, theoretically speaking, if you use it once, regeneration costs 1 reason, but, you know. And if you run to stone statues, you get to cast it for free, but anyway, always have music in the background all times anyway, so can't hear World of Horror music, only sound of, yeah. So, again, I mean, that's something everyone usually gets to. I'm a very, not niche case, but I'm an outlier. I know I am, because I'll play things like, let's just say it out loud, the FF14, and I'll just, even when I was raiding, I would just leave the same music on over and over and over. Even when I was streaming, I would leave the music on over and over and over. I'm someone who doesn't get tired, which does remind me of an episode, but I'll talk about that in a bit if I remember. But yeah, if I listen to a game music, I can listen to it over and over. That's not just me being, oh, I'm a streamer, I don't want to listen to music while I'm different music that's not the game during a stream. Which is what some people do. I normally do, even if I did, I wouldn't do it if I wanted to, I wouldn't do it anyway, because on one side, yes, again, as I just said, I can listen to the same BGM over and over and over. In another sense, if the opposite were true, and I wanted to listen, it's more because I'm just being safe. But hey, 3 stamina damage here, by the way, but I think I'm just gonna eat it. So, but yeah. I personally wouldn't agree with it myself, but I can understand and I can see why other people do it. So, I'm not gonna really argue the fact. I'm just saying personally for myself, I wouldn't do it. So we're gonna take double knowledge here. Fresh meat would be nice, but we need to make sure Zektas doesn't kill us. So yeah. But yeah, the episode I'm talking about is that basically, I don't know, maybe it's just a child thing too. I feel like it could be something that you do when you were a child, but when I was a child, I know for certain that I think I've watched movies over and over and over. Like, in one day I could watch a movie like 8+ times, back to back to back. Those were, I'm not going to say those are good times, but those were interesting times, so yeah, I don't know. Maybe that plays a small factor as I roll a 10 on knowledge, so stats don't matter. But maybe it doesn't. Again, nothing really happening on stream. I'm just waiting for the boss so I can smoke these cigarettes and move on. But again, that's something that I did. Hey, we're getting a lot of Zektast events, by the way, so that is something. But the ones that matter, mainly knowledge, not coming. We're doing SP's bosses, BGM is at max. Yeah, and then I assume that's talking about when I was a young warthog, but I swear that's not. I hope the robot. I mean, that's just literally out of context for this thing for the sake of that. But hey, I wouldn't slip up like that, but I was feeling a bit loose. But anywho, let's actually make use of our cigarettes and do a thing. And hopefully we get out soon. So I think I can do this. Tiny cuts because of thankfully hasty aid. And I can go for a kick. 30%, please. Please. Good. But anywho. So, we should be okay for now. I would like another pack of cigarettes to last me in the entire run, but if I don't get one, so be it. I know I think I have Takshi. I can check here. We have Takshi-san. I might as well check. So. Oh, we have Lighthouse. Did I say Takshi-san? I'm going crazy already. But I do have Takshi-san last. I am taking quite a bit of damage as well, but Hopefully we can get fresh meat for it. So hey, thing broke an IA1 VHS tape because watching is too much. Yeah, so, and yeah, those are, I'll tell you right now, obviously, I do know what VHS tapes are, so, and knowing how they function is, yeah, you can definitely run them out. But, anywho, funny enough, yeah, core strength would be cool, but I'm gonna take fresh meat instead to heal. I feel like there's no way we lose that much knowledge, right? Am I going crazy here? Do we need another point of knowledge? Well, I'm going to put another point of knowledge in anyway, but... let's see here. Now, I'm thinking of if I want to say what I want to say, and I think I'm going to say it. Nice reason loss, by the way. I'm actually going to rest once. Even if we have fetid fumes, I'm going to rest once. And then we're going to move on. So yeah, with VHS tapes, I think the static, basically, was something that often happened. But now we're in the digital age, which normally is for the better. Obviously, it can become worse, and there are downsides. But with the advent of the... let's just put it this way. If and when you're dealing with children, don't introduce them to the internet or even just your smartphone quickly, because that can result in... at least to let children grow somewhat. Now, I will admit, with children growing up around me, I did... well, that's when... yeah, the digital age wasn't quite there yet, but definitely for another one. Trying to, not police, but make sure children don't grow up too reliant on the internet. Which is something funny to say, because right now, I do have someone who is of an age where I do want to watch out for them, but I think they're doing okay. More than one. By the way, we're not gonna fight you, so away I go. But yeah. And if nothing else, I mean, that's part of being a parent, right? Actually being around the child and, you know, introducing them to books and not introducing them to either your smartphone, a tablet, and or the internet. For a while, until, you know, you make sure that their base values and ideals are at a place that makes sense. I have 2 flashlights, by the way. But we'll move on into ramen. I can throw one away. I should probably throw the long pig steak away, but we'll wait. So yeah, parents are, I mean, yeah. Yeah, I would say not everyone. Most of them are, you know, have their heads on straight. But I wouldn't say a majority, but I wouldn't say only a handful either. So 5 dexterity, please. Nope. So you know what we're going to do now? We're actually going to trade funds in. So. And then I think I can sell something because I can throw this black hair away. I'm going to do this for the sake of trying to level up. But we're also going to sell this so that we can buy a pack of cigarettes. And then I want to set the police station, actually. So let's do that, because we have 4 downtown investigations here. I should have done that while I was there, I forgot. But hey. YT weird videos are working because yeah, weird content. Yeah, so, and again, part of those, not to say to a benefit or to an advantage, just to say, though, I respect... let's just say this. I hate it, but I respect the ability to... oh, I forgot to smoke these cigarettes, by the way. But I respect, for lack of a better word, not companies, but let's just say for now, companies' ability to do what they want to do. Now, do I like it? No, I personally don't like it. And not every company is like this, or every entity that does said thing. This doesn't just apply to the internet, this applies everywhere, but we have to respect it, because once you respect it, you can at least be aware of it. And once you're aware of it, you can better understand it, so on and so forth, in my opinion. Because if you're not aware of something, if you don't like give attention to it in some degree, even if it's just yourself saying something, like if you don't look at something, right? How can you ever prepare yourself for it and counter basically things if you don't understand the thing behind it? You got what I mean? And in this case, for children, I think I can one-turn this, right? 75% or die. Go for it. Go! Okay, good. So in this case, yeah, so making sure that children are, or at least, you know, your personal children, not you as in anyone specific, but just in general. You know, if you don't understand then you can't say the child starts the question, why shouldn't I watch this? Then you wouldn't be able to really say and actually persuade the child. You get what I mean? Among with other things like teaching the child what's right and wrong, obviously things like that. Why they shouldn't be watching certain videos, or why they shouldn't watch it too much. And now, again, you're fighting against a very, I guess, not addictive, but things that can keep their attention and, you know, keep them coming back. So, again, it would be a good idea to understand it. You don't have to like it, but understanding it would at least put you in a better place objectively, in my opinion. I also forgot what we did, so let's just guess. I think I survived no matter what. But hey, I'm not the best at teaching or getting my point across, but I feel like, you know, if I believe in people's ability to understand what may or may not be good for them based on what I'm saying. Whether I'm saying if I'm saying what I'm saying is wrong and you don't agree, hopefully you can be in a better place because of it. But obviously, I want to be understood somewhat well. I think I just one-shot this guy, right? Nope, never mind. We're gonna handcuff you. And hey, that's the task run with knowledge. Granted, so character-wise, as we switch back to the game, because that's pretty much the end of that conversation, the character starts with low knowledge, but you only have to make up 3 or 4 of the stat to make up for it. So, hey, I say 3 or 4 because sometimes, you know, you could run into the apartment stalker and you might not be able to brace, and then you can't run on Katak, so hey, but as we move on to our last character, or last planned character for this stream, I know you usually see 4 characters, that's just in case something goes wrong, but hey, we're moving on. So, as we get into, so, it is what it is. I say to at least understand it, to be prepared. But at World of Horror, character-specific custom character. And do we start with anything? I don't see us start with anything, so we are who we are, and we're moving on. We don't even start with funds, so that is something you could start off with. Because I think you put in funds in lowercase and the number. But anywho, second, strength, dexterity, charisma. Every single stat check, maybe. But we can definitely build strength, which is more than enough for me. So even if the character doesn't have anything, unless they have very good perk packs, we'll see what happens. To their benefit, though, at least they... Again, yeah, at least they don't have anything weird, so, like, no curses or injuries to start out with. While they can be treated, it is overall a detriment. Mermaid's Footage, Vigil, Ramen, and Akamanto. I could go for a free meat cleaver, but because we have Akamanto, I'm feeling confident in getting a monkey wrench, so let's do that. So yeah. Can we sell this energy drink, by the way? No, we can't. Anywho, I was gonna say, sometimes I feel like it's one fun, but I'm not gonna say anything in case I get it wrong. So, away we go. Monkey wrench, and yeah, 5 strength. The monkey wrench is what I personally like to remember. Seaside, school, max threat level, village high. And I completely forgot, but I'm pretty sure, even if I did have metamorphosis, I'm just gonna set things to school anyway. And then we're going to visit the mansion twice and move on with life. You know, that doesn't mean they always smoke. Yeah, they don't start with cigarettes. You don't have to, but hey, for me it would be nice. But anywho, objectively, in my opinion, the cigarettes, if you give a character cigarettes, that is an overall advantage. But for me, it's a super advantage because it becomes... What cigarettes to me is, if nothing else, you use it at the end of the run and get a big boost. Now, in World of Horror, that makes a lot more sense because of scaling. And if you don't know what scaling is, enemies scale their HP and damage as the run moves on. Specifically, HP scales by 1 for the first 3 mysteries and 2 after the last 2. And damage scales by 1 after the 4th mystery. But because of that nature, then characters who are better at building up over time are a lot better-ish. But it doesn't have to be that way. Also, nice miss. I'm just gonna do it again. I think I could have braced, but I'm feeling kind of loose right now. So let's find out if I should have been that way. Also, that's a generic encounter relative to Ath, so if I need to remember my second encounter, it's gonna be whatever I run into next. Also, is this character wearing gym clothes on the loading screen? I feel like it's hard for chibi characters. You only have so many frames or so many pixels to work with. But hey. And yeah, we go for something. Well, I mean, we could go for a 1 turn here. 33%, -2 all, so be it. I just want to at least hit that. Or hit nothing. What are the odds of that? I want to calculate that now, because I am... That really... Oof. 6.75%. We're going to do it again, because we might as well. Oh, never mind. We didn't even do the same thing, but I missed anyway, so... Hey. I need to remember to drink this wine bottle at the end, which we're going to do now as I roll something on the ground. I have an acupuncture ball at my feet, so hey. And we do get to level up. At what cost, though? Irizumi, so for things, and then protagonist thing. When I say winging it and or survival instinct, I call it the protagonist pack because most protagonists of their IP or series, it makes sense for them to have that perk pack. I forgot what it's called exactly. I think it's pushing yourself, right? So having pushing yourself is usually something that you could apply to protagonists because, you know, protagonist reasons, but, you know, maybe not. So I could take mermaids into Akamanto. Do I want to is the question, or do I want to take Vigil now while I'm healthy? I think I want to do this while I'm healthy. That being said, I'm still going to do the Vigil. You can do Vigil and not do it, or not do the Vigil and be just fine for experience, but I personally usually just like to do the Vigil to try and save on Doom. That, and I also, yes, do like to pick up cigarettes every now and again. Well, now we have to fail the Vigil, so never mind. Thankfully, we have Akamanto, but I don't know how much that's really going to help us, so... Oh boy, we're going to go for something and fail. That's not great. We're going to drink a bunch of water, hold on to bottles in case we need to throw them. I should have actually stored this energy drink. Again, I'm being a bit loose here, so that's the only reason why I'm failing to lose this. Failing to do the Vigil. Oh my goodness, my words. I need to take a breath. Let me take a breath. But yeah, normally that wouldn't happen. I shouldn't need to handcuff anyone. Everyone here is pretty much not going to be a human enemy. However, this is the one time I've picked up, I think, 3 empty bottles in a row. So, without fast hands improvise, obviously, but... And that will help out here because, boy, this is not a great thing. I should add a kick here. I think I've done prep strong and not added kicks before, but we are going to throw these things at it. Do I throw more? Yes, so I can definitely 2-turn this encounter. I don't want to be in here any longer. Now, I did get bonus damage, so that was a mistake I made. But we do the same thing-ish here because we're only taking 1 stamina damage. With the help of protective protective carving, and we don't get to do this step because we've been failing the Vigil, so we'll gladly take the experience. Unfortunately, that's a lot of Doom, even though we have Akamanto, so let's find out what we end up with. Basically, if I die here, it's more my fault. If I were to give my odds at the beginning of the run, I would say they were pretty good, but now, as we're here, not so much. So I definitely don't want to visit the school nurse. So I'm going to do Akamanto, but I want to get rid of this frostbite. Now, whether I want to keep the painkillers... Yeah, I think I'm going to actually run into out of funds on purpose. No, I'm just going to prepare. Because then I was going to say, then I could let go of reason, but that doesn't sound great either. When do we get the plot armor perk pack and make you revive one? That's something that the developer needs to figure out, if and when they do that. Now, you could suggest that in the suggestions channel, but if it's not a great one, people will let you know. But anyway, because I'm a lot more accepting, I wouldn't really be the greatest person to give an opinion on balance, usually. But, do I get bonus damage here? Please tell me I do. No, I don't. So we have to take a risk here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 90%. Good. Now, we're still missing stamina damage, and we do need these handcuffs, so thankfully I picked them up, but we need to do more. We need to do more, because theoretically, when you said that, what I actually thought of was Kana. So with Kana, you do have some of that. It's not a revive per se, but it's obvious that you can... I may have made a mistake there, but it's obvious that you can set your HP back and not die, so that's what I mean. 7 Doom for Akamanto? No, that doesn't sound right. So it's possible. Now, there are bugs, obviously. Right now, the bug is you just mind drain with Kana until you win, but, you know, we should be fine here. Well, we're losing a lot of reason, but we should still be fine. And do we even just do this? I think we do this, right? 15 damage? No, we need one more. I'll throw the Ritual Mask. Handcuffs? Handcuff play? Oh! I didn't click it in time! No! Oh, my fingers. But anywho. We'll do a Zektas run. That was more than enough. Basically, I just made a lot of mistakes there. So we'll move on. By the way, if you want your character to be played again, for any creator out there, just let me know. I'll do it again. But Zektas Knight Errant character specific custom character once more. So yeah, Knight Errant Zektas on the other hand, you really want a battle character because a lot of time, or more than a few timeline A's, but in my opinion that's a lot, depend on defeating bosses, but you know, second encounter Dexterity Strength, Takshi-san Light, and maybe Charisma, but ultimately 6 stamina and 2 reason guaranteed. If we have the 6th floor. If not, 6 stamina guaranteed. So, we set the hardware shop, and this is one of the few runs where I'm going to go for a weapon because we don't start with one. Unless, of course, we get a weapon mystery. Kana's going to help, but it's not going to be enough. Arms Festival Vigil Teacher. So, yeah, we're going to go here, and we're just going to take the stat damage to the face. We need perception and knowledge, but we can wait for a Zektas event. That's the benefit to having all of your stats be at least 4, is that you can wait to see if a Zektas event procs, and then you can build your stats afterward. Now, if your Doom builds up way too fast, then that changes a bit, but it'll depend. Unfortunately, we have to keep re-rolling until we find the Monkey Wrench, but, you know, as I said, we'll have to just take it in the face. Because at least with 3 or 4 stamina, I think 3 or 4 strength, is another threshold as well. I don't remember which one exactly, but if we run to out of funds, we'll trade stamina. That's the plan here. And yeah, so what I was actually going to do before I saw the mysteries I had was sell the Inspiring Novel, but because I saw, I think, Vigil, and we're on Knight Errant, I want to pop Inspiring Novel there. Unfortunately, we can't brace into an attack here, I think, so we just take the brain damage and do our best. We have Kana with us, which is the main reason why I'm taking this. I forgot to use the police station. I'll remember to do that. But I need to hit 2 of these, please. At least 2 out of 3 turns. No? Cool. We'll take the baseball bat, but it's not really going to do as much for me. We can sell it to avoid out of funds. That I'll remember. What's our max threat level? High Mansion, Max Village Hospital. Funny enough, I'm going to set the police station to the mansion. Please tell me I had either Household Hell and or Vigil in my run, but hey. You know, there are many revives in Isaac and none here for roguelike, meh. So, again, I'm not arguing with you. I actually am in support, but figuring out how it works without adding a pseudo-infinite would be nice. Now, it is only a revival of 1. So there is some merit to it, but yeah. Take reason damage for this hot garbage? No, we're taking Kana, so we can't. So we'll just take the 10 experience for no damage. Although 20 experience for 4, it's a lot of experience, but because of how much reason I'm losing, if I were to take 4 reason for 20 experience, no. And I think the right option is always bad. That's just something I swear to remember. But anywho. We'll see for certain when that becomes the event of the day. Until then, we grab ending A, and we move on. We do have the 6th floor. Did I run into another encounter? I can... This is not cheating because it's a log, but apartment soccer would have been my second encounter, right? Unless I'm misremembering. I might be remembering, sorry. Teacher, Vigil, Festival, Arms. Yeah, so let's take Vigil now. And Hope. And we pop the Inspiring Novel. Mainly to make sure that the amount of HP this boss has is not as high as it can be. Because in the other two mysteries, or the last two mysteries, I may not be able to get ending A. It's going to be really dependent on RNG though, but hey. So we're hoping to hit both of these, and you know, the game just doesn't want to give it to me at times. But we'll deal with the RNG and move on. I should have traded stamina for reason. That's what I should have done, but now we want to do this Vigil because Zektas things on Ill-Fated, boy. Oh, I didn't do it. No! Why am I doing this to myself? Okay, that... Maybe I haven't given this character the best showcase, but... Hey. So, yeah, we can't do the Vigil anymore. So we're definitely going to get like 12%, 16% Doom in our efforts to go through this mystery. That's a really big error. That's a really big error. At least, oh, nice for me to pop Inspiring Novel and run into Rumu Ghost, by the way. This is not something we can fight. We can fight this, but again, it's... I should have just done 3 attack boosts, but I'm so out of it right now. So, funny enough, we're going to take Survival Instinct. As much as I would like to level up ASAP. Oh, that's right, I need to take Perception and Knowledge. No, I said I was going to try to react. We'll try to react. But yeah, this is not good. This is not good, basically. So yeah, 6 Doom there, total for the guess, and then another 6 Doom as Knight Errant penalty. And yeah, this is really, really bad. With 4 Strength, we can still attack boost 3 times into an attack. But I promise you it's not going to stay that way. So, 6 Doom there as well. And Zektas is really, really hurting me. Although I really hurt me. So, Teacher, Festival, Arms. So, Festival is going to depend on the timeline in terms of Doom management. And Arms is literally dependent on the timeline. So, yeah. Let's visit the monument once or twice. Twice? Ask for funds? Nope. We'll deal with the hand we're given, and if we die, well, maybe this stream is going to be a lot shorter than expected. I know I usually said, as I'm going to do this to grab a pack of cigarettes, that if I die before the 3rd mystery, or during the 3rd mystery as well, I might run the character again, but I think I've given it my best here. So, at this point, I'm really hoping for good RNG. I'm also going to do a quick experiment here, because I'm pretty sure that as we investigate 2 max threat level locations back to back, but we get cigarettes for it. That you can somehow not get any A here. But as we do get Perception, now we only need to focus Knowledge. We'll see if Zektas gives us that much, but we'll see. So here we should be able to do this in 2 turns reliably. If we miss both 70%, that might be my cue to end it. You know, for giggles, I'm just going to gamble on this. I could get out on this turn, but let's see if I miss this. Okay, good. So we're locked out of school investigations. I think we can 1-turn this encounter here. But we'll find out for certain, because otherwise I will die. So yeah, theoretically, with 15 power, I have a good chance of hitting both of these attacks. It's not the best, but if I need to hit both of them, I might as well attack boost instead of prep. And we'll see if we hit the 75% here, and a 95%. So we put the sensor on screen. We do this, and we should do 9 damage a turn. We do. And we have Kana, so we don't really need to concentrate on bracing. Until we get badly bleeding like that. And yeah, that was not ending A. So you actually do need to visit the downtown twice, even though that theoretically only has 1 ending. Or maybe it does have 2. Anywho. Well, let's see what happens here. I would like to build strength, but the game did not give me knowledge. So, let us... We died of flashbacks anyway, although, you know, we don't have mansion investigations. So I'm going to build into knowledge because we will die without it to 0 statting. Do I have an empty bottle? I could have. For some reason I didn't drink the wine bottle. Oh, we have 2 mysteries left. My bad. Well, the spiral hood would have been nice. I don't think I get a choice here. If we get a good ally for funds, maybe, but it's not really looking likely. Also, yes, I have meat cleavers and stuff to throw, but okay, well there's no way we don't pick up the man, the myth, now a legend, and the people's champ. So, Blood Frenzy, on the other hand, we have the monkey wrench, maybe we get it to work, but gamble, no, reason. We'll see. So, we could be, there's something else I wanted to talk about that I talked about earlier in this stream, but I completely forgot. We have the wine bottle, we're just gonna tank this damage in the face, so if I forget to do it, we'll forget to do it. I think I was talking about, like, basically how each character does against something. Was it Eldritch Parasite or Zectast? It was one of those two. But anywho. We actually don't have enough cigarettes, but maybe it won't. I think I have Toxic. I can't remember. But anywho. Well, let's see what timeline we're on and see if we get super damage here. Because if we're on timeline A, everything's hunky-dory. If we're on timeline B, we pretty much get Knight Errant penalty anyway. There's a difference in 1 Doom, but we have to run away. And we're on timeline B. So, thankfully you can run away there, and that's technically ending A, but we still took a lot of Doom, so it's not great. We didn't get knowledge either, so hey, art knowledge is, funny enough, the most useful thing we can get there. Do I have the thing? Did I not put the bunny on screen, by the way? Well, moving on. I also didn't visit the thing. I didn't drink the wine bottle either, so this is just me going crazy. But, I mean, the character is the character. I could have survived this run, basically. It's not hard to say I could have survived this run. I made, like, 3 errors along the way. Now, in a different reality, maybe I still could have died, but we'll never see that reality because we're in this one. We can also send allies against an enemy, but there's not really a reason to do that. We are badly bleeding, that's right. Whoops. Although we can't really treat it either, actually. So, funny enough, we gamble and hope and pray. 80%, or 90-80 in this case. So go. Nope. Why would I ever hit what I think I can hit? We're just gonna go big money, 80%. Good. Not completely abandoned, but we are... Yeah, I'm gonna school nurse, actually. We can't use the monument anymore. We don't have enough resources anywhere. Oh, I did put the bunny sensor? Okay, good. Unfortunately, I think I survived here. Tell me I survived here. 3 reason, but we lose a bunch. Yeah, we stat out. We can't take Doom damage. I should have just taken Doom just to try and survive, but hey. So without further ado, with about 4... Well, if I ended earlier, so be it, but I think I wanted to go over something. I forgot. If nothing else, I'll just make up something, but so I'm just going to go through basically a very, very simple look. It might not be completely correct, and heck, with RNG, there's no way it can be, but basically Zectast things. So Zectast, I mean, I guess I could look at their stats as well. Based on Harbinger. So we're going to set things to Harbinger. I need to take a look at their stats, because I don't remember everyone's stats off the top of my head. I could go to an information page, but I mean, we have this in front of us, so we have the game in front of us. Let's look. So, yeah, Kyrie needs 1 Zectast stat point. I'm just going to call it Zectast stat point. ZSP. So, yeah, I'm just going to... When I say Zectast stat point, what that means is how much they need to survive without any Zectast events at 84% Doom and above. So, Kyrie needs 1 ZSP. She has a lot of knowledge, so you can run a knowledge weapon, and with quick knowledge weapons like the small candle, in certain cases the ritual dagger, it could be okay. I should just take a quick look here. I won't always do this, but let me just take a quick look so that I can see what the stats of the Ritual Dagger are. I want to include Ritual Dagger because if you have to roll for the small candle all the time, although we can take a look. So Zektas lowers every stat by 4 overall. So after a certain point, you won't be able to prep attack with the small candle anymore. But you can still, I think, do 3 attacks. So that's the important part. However, we're looking for the Ritual Dagger. Can I get to see the Ritual Dagger? 75 speed, so yeah. After a certain point, you won't be able to prep attack with this either. But I think you can still do Desperate Prep Strong for 12. That's the consolation prize. And of course you heal Reason. Kyrie in general, though, can heal past a lot of bad things that happen because she can eventually combine Ghost Connection and Self-Therapy. It's a small advantage, but take any you can get. And the reason I say that is because Zektas lowers your stats, you fail more events, and therefore you lose more reason overall. Maybe. And if that is true, then yeah, being able to heal more reason as Kyrie does help out. On top of just getting RNG spells like Book of Gore, so yeah. As for Aiko already has a passive damage, not really much to talk about. I think she has, she just needs to she has 1 ZSP to make up, but it's Aiko, so if you want to just run kicks as well, you can. Kicks are not affected, and once you get a damage increase, kicks will always you will always get 4 kicks in a row, and if you get double damage increase, you can make things work. As for events, she has Hot Bath, she has Discipline, so she has innate healing as well. Not Reason, of course, but those 2 points alone, her battle passive, and 2 perks that can help offset failing too many events because of lowered stats on Zektas, helps out quite a bit. I'm not going to say an exact tier list, I'm just going to give you my positives and negatives, in my opinion. Haru, similar to Aiko in that regard, however, you do have to think about your Doom increase when you're trying to get cigarettes, so he is considerably worse in that regard, but he also only has 1 ZSP to make up for. And then he has Core Strength, he has Irizumi to help with that, and he starts off with cigarettes at least. You can pick up a brick, which is 75 speed, I think. So you can grab a quick weapon if you need it, but he doesn't actually need it as well. For me, Haru works a bit better, and this is coming from someone who at least claims he's a Haru main. Moving on, I think next is Mizuki. Mizuki actually suffers a lot, in my opinion, because of for me at least, I like to run allies, but trying to run allies naturally there's quite a bit of RNG involved. And the other mysteries, half the mysteries where you can get allies in, can result in tragedy. Now, granted, Kana and Festival can provide more than enough allies on their own. So if you're grabbing students, the biggest issue is trying to make sure you survive the beginning of your run. After the run, however, depending on your strat, I can see Mizuki becoming at least okay. Mediocre-ish on average. And she only has 1 ZSP to make up for. However, if you try to run ally attack, obviously your issue is charisma. So that's why I say Mizuki struggles a bit more, because Mizuki running a weapon, in my experience, doesn't go too well. But maybe you can make something else work with her. As for Koji... Oh, also Mizuki has Fame, so if you pick that up and you grab 3 or 4 allies, things can work pretty well. So that you can offset the scaling decrease, but hey. Koji, on the other hand, the average character, master of none, but can do a lot of things. 6 strength, so you can build strength with them on Zektas and work out with the Monkey Wrench, in my opinion. 6 knowledge, so you can run small candle if you want. 7 perception, maybe pick up the katana early, among other perception checks that can help out level up a lot earlier. And then obviously the camera reducing RNG and accuracy. All these things add up, and he only has 1 ZSP to make up for as well. Most of the vanilla characters have 1 ZSP. Some have more, but that's when those are characters that get unlocked. Koji, I think, is, again, average overall, in my opinion. Mimi, on the other hand, already starts with a weapon, yes, but because the scalpel is very specific in terms of you need 7 knowledge to prep attack. After you go under 7 knowledge, you can no longer do prep attack. And the chance to hit is not really that high, so you start running into encounter issues. Now, if you get scissors, literally the scissors is a weapon. If you get, say, replace it with the occult shop, I can see Mimi working better. And she only has 1 ZSP as well. She also has first aid to help out with mitigating encounters and events, because after a certain point, especially if your RNG and or strat is good, you can 1 or 2 shot enemies and basically heal Reason for stamina. Because you take stamina damage, but you heal Reason with first aid. So yeah. Mimi, an interesting interaction, because yes, you have Mayhem, but at the same time Zektas. But theoretically speaking, Miku has 0 ZSP, because, well, Mayhem increases your stats by 1, Zektas decreases them back down. So funny enough, Miku perfectly fine on Zektas, although you will still be failing. And if you get too many injuries, if you get double hallucinations, double flashbacks, 2 stacks of hunger because you run into an event and then you eat the long pig steak, those are actual issues you can run into. Most characters have more than enough perception and charisma where that's a non-issue. But if you treat twice into hunger and hallucinations, for example, it works out badly. However, at the same time, Miku failing events, she has doomed already. She has adrenaline. So, in my opinion, she actually has an advantage over Zektas in that way. And she can still build anything she wants to because of the power of adrenaline and or doomed already, where she can just tank damage both events and enemies and be fine. However, Doom does need to increase for that to happen. We don't need to talk about the sweet spot, which is between 20 and 21%. So just consider that. Moving on to Moriko. Moriko already good with the shotgun. Yeah, you lose perception, but most of the time you're not actually prep attacking or attack boosting as much anyway, although it does affect you somewhat, because after you lose the 1 stat, you will no longer be able to attack boost 3 times and attack with the shotgun twice in a row. But at the same time, Moriko has both deft handling and Daddy's Girl for battles and healing stamina respectively. And then you can grab more ammo to shoot in case you want to try and two-turn certain enemies. Although Moriko does have 3 ZSP to make up for. Again, if you grab deft handling, that's offset somewhat. Not the best, but not the worst either. I think she also has an advantage over Zektas. And by that extension, technically Aiko as well. So, in my opinion, Aiko, Miku, Moriko have an advantage over Zektas, in my opinion. Yashiro, by the way, Yashiro does have his On Your Own perk and Zeal, so he can work completely on his own. If we're moving into backstories a little bit, when he gets 7th Curse, he becomes Super Yashiro, because you get bonus damage, you get extra stats so that he technically only has 1 ZSP. Right now he has 2, but if you get On Your Own, you need to make up for it, or you don't need to make up for as much as ZSP. He has 3 ZSP without On Your Own. If you pick up Kana, that's more than enough. That's more than worth the loss of 2 ZSP, in my opinion. Now, actually trying to fight through encounters, on the other hand, might be a different story, but if you have Zeal, and depending on your weapon loadout, could be okay. His action speed is what's really, really bothering me. And as Zektas lowers your stats, you're eventually... Yeah, you can fight ghosts, but either severing or doing the ritual, or actually fighting them with a bronze crucifix, doesn't provide as much as an advantage. And I have to talk about that, because Yashiro is the one who starts off being able to fight ghosts immediately, if you want to. I think there's another perk I'm forgetting about, but... My weird collection, I guess, to lower Doom, but that's a very, very small plus among a bunch of negatives that Yashiro already has, trying to level up and stuff. On top of him needing to level up slower. Yeah, he has his faith system to give him experience, but I just said he experiences trouble getting that because his faith is going to lower due to Zektas lowering it. Again, basically, if I were to think about it just off the top of my head, your early game is the most important for Yashiro. If it's not great, you're going to snowball and die. If it's okay, you have a bit of a snowball, but yeah, in my opinion. Ayaka, on the other hand, yes, it's a bit of a conundrum, but not that heavy of a conundrum. Because yes, her ZSP is absolutely terrible. 1, 2, 6 ZSP, so that's hard to make up for, but Ayaka has Eldritch Possession and Blood Mania. So again, as I've always said for Ayaka, it's a slow burn. And in Yashiro's case, she's the more extreme version, where you want Blood Mania and Eldritch Possession ASAP. Now, if you can get them both within, say, a handful of visits in the History Club, maybe it works out, but then you have to manage your Doom after that. That would probably still be preferable to actually trying to level up and only grab one perk or no perks from the History Club. So, in my opinion, Ayaka still has an advantage, but asterisk, it depends on your RNG. So, yeah. I think you still, I think you would still want to get Blood Mania first, but that's talking about theoreticals, and I haven't really played Ayaka enough on Zektas to know for sure, although I feel like that's the case. So Ayaka, I think, is also barely, but at least minimum, barely has an advantage over Zektas. Toshiaki can work through Zektas on parallel to Ayaka, because every mystery... You've seen me do a Toshiaki run where my Doom is below 40% for sure. So, while Zektas triggers on 21% Doom, you're working with an extra 40% Doom, depending on your management. Obviously, if you look for a weapon immediately, that changes somewhat, but you can still work with it for a moment with the help of his passive Doom decrease. After that, funny enough, yeah, his pages do nothing for him, but with the help of the Bookstrap, it works out more in his favor. Without the Bookstrap, he immediately plummets just straight up. So that extra Bookstrap into Necronomicon, even at base, helps out immensely. But without it, let's just calculate it for the sake of calculating. 2, 4, 7, 10, 11. He has 11 ZSP, but the whole design behind Toshiaki is that Doom can be kept at a minimum. And I guess it's okay because you don't use his spells, so funny enough, because his spells are not that great, he works a lot better for Zektas. In my opinion, he can be an advantage. He does have an advantage, but I wouldn't really argue if someone says he's absolute garbage at Zektas. So I'm going to leave him more in the middle for that. I don't experience any problems usually, so hey. Jury, on the other hand, I haven't played a lot of Jury runs. We can take a look, but I say Jury, I think, actually does have some work to do. Because by design, if you're playing Jury to avoid the horror, you're playing with low Doom. So in a way, yes, she can have an advantage. At the same time, if you need to grab a strong start immediately and therefore use a lot of Doom, it can be a bit tricky. But you can still find that sweet spot in using a lot of Doom at the very beginning, having about 40-50% horror progress, and leveling up so you can increase her stats quickly with her perks and or just quick level up system. That's the asterisk behind this, because if you play Jury as quote-unquote, well, design, basically trying to keep Doom to a low, you'll level up so many times that you'll make up for this 4 ZSP either through perks and or through stat increases in general. So that's why I think I can see why some people might think Jury's bad on Zektas. At the same time, I think she's actually okay for Zektas, if nothing else. But it depends. I would still put her in between. If I had to say one of the two, I would say she has an advantage against Zektas, but the problem of getting a weapon is readily apparent. Basically, getting the ball rolling, like Yashiro, like Ayaka, is a thing. Yumiko on Zektas, I think, gets gutted immensely. The reason for that is because you're primarily wanting to use the Lucky Bat, but Yumiko needs to make up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, essentially, because concussion will go away. So you have 5 ZSP to make up for, but you need to build strength so that you have 5 strength. 5 strength is the threshold to do prep attack. And without being able to do that, Yumiko's in battle suffers. And as she's suffering from Zektas, you get what I mean? And yeah, this luck is nice, but basically you want to prep attack always with Yumiko, and that's not going to be the case with her. And yeah, oddly enough, she has dodge maneuver. She has the quick maneuver, but her dexterity is absolutely on the floor as well. So yeah, I think Yumiko has a lot of trouble on Zektas. if anyone has trouble on Zectast, she's definitely bottom 3 in terms of characters I would want to play with Zectast. But you can make it work. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying she definitely has a disadvantage, in my opinion. Kana Zectast. Well, the good news is that since, funny enough, Kana doesn't have any character-specific perks, you can grab things like quick thinking, perception, knowledge, and charisma perks a lot earlier. Although, yes, Kana has to make for 3 ZSP. Again, when you level up as Kana, you at least you can grab a perception perk, you can grab the knowledge perk, while increasing whatever stat you want to try and scale better. And since Kana doesn't die when she fails she or they fail events, Kana, I mean, it's all about your doom management. Now, obviously, depending on the run, if you have, say, Vigil into footage into Bulletin, or Bulletin into footage into Botanist, yeah, it might be a bit intensive, but that's true for most other characters anyway. So with some good management, I think Kana is a very equal pick in terms of Zectast. So not really a big advantage, but not really a small one either. But again, that's just my opinion. I haven't really done it too many times because there's so many characters to play and not enough of them. But yeah, without further ado, that's my quick little talk about Zectast as I pretty much get to the end of the stream. So without further ado, let me just do a thing first. So yeah, I'd like to thank everyone for coming. If you're watching from the future, I'd like to thank you as well. If you want to support me, please either, subscribe to memberships or subscribe to the channel in general. That would really help out. Otherwise, that'll probably be the end. I'll stick around for a bit in case anyone has any questions or whatnot. Otherwise, this should be the end of the stream. Not really much to talk about. Still have to actually finish the character I'm working on. But that's... ooh, there's a lot. We'll see. I actually have some ideas, so I actually had to swerve. That's why this week has been a bit hard on me, or busy for me, because I had to swerve, and basically I had to not knock everything down, but make a lot of changes to change things. But yeah, without further ado, nothing much is going to happen. If nothing else, during the days I'm not streaming, I stream on Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays now. So during Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, I should be coming out with at least Event of the Day videos. So if nothing else, there's that. But I usually will announce if certain things are not coming out. And if Events of the Days are not coming out as well, I'll let that be known. But without further ado, won't take up much more of your time. I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye!